So do we like the hair, or is it giving Yorkie? Because I'm kind of feeling like a dog. Good day, y'all. Welcome back to, I am yet again wearing a tube top. At this point, it's my uniform. Your girl finally picked up Cloud Pink by Ari. I got it a couple of weeks ago, okay? I've been kind of sitting on this one because I've been testing it and wearing it. I have thoughts, all right? I'm gonna talk about the notes and everything like that and how it wears, but I also want to compare it to a few other fragrances. Let's break it down. So first of all, let's talk about the notes. We've got top notes of dragon fruit, wild berries, and pineapple. Middle notes of coconut water, vanilla orchid, ambrette, and base notes of praline musk, amberwood, and moss. If you guys watch my videos, you know that I have been on an ambrette kick. This could not have come to Australia at a better time because I am obsessed with ambrette right now. It is one of my favorite notes, if not my favorite note right now in perfumes. Let's spray her, all right? You want to know what it smells like. So right away, you get that cloud DNA with fruit. I would say the biggest difference in Cloud Pink versus the original Cloud, which I also have here on initial spray, it's more fruity. It does have a little bit more of a pungent alcohol smell when you first spray it, which is a bit of a turnoff, I won't lie, at least for me personally. It eventually goes away, but it's definitely not as hard of a hitter as the original Cloud. There's also no lavender in this one. You're not getting that. If that puts off a lot of you, maybe you would like this one. I am one of those who gets that kind of plasticky note from the original Cloud, but I'm still picking up that plasticiness at the top, and I mean it's pretty much there throughout the scent for me. I smell it on initial spray, I smell it in the dry down, I just always smell it. So if you're one of those that picks that up, this is no different. If that's an immediate turn off, you're probably not gonna love this one. The original Cloud definitely is heavier on the woodiness too. It's not as sweet. I don't know if you guys are having this similar issue, but I didn't have this issue on the original Cloud bottle, but the lid does not want to stay on. It comes off like super easy. I don't know what the hell that is. So it falls off quite a bit, especially if I throw it in my bag, which I kind of inevitably have to do because I need to respray it. The lid just does not like to stay on. Maybe I just got a weird bottle. Something to keep in mind. If you care, if you're worried about that, it's probably just easier to decant a little bit in a separate little travel sized spray and carry that with you instead of the original bottle, and don't be dumb like me. Let's talk about longevity, because Cloud for me, this will last a good 4 or 5 hours for me. Because of how cheap it is, that's totally fine. I am okay with that. It lasts longer on clothing, which works out nicely because I mainly spray Cloud on clothing, specifically when I'm going to bed. So I'll spray it on my Snuggie or on my hoodie, and this one is like a nighttime scent. Probably a little bit because of that lavender as well, but this one is, for me, it's a nice, relaxing, calm down, go to bed scent. I've just built that association with this one. With Cloud Pink, I have noticed that there are times where I will completely douse myself, okay guys? Like, I'm not messing around when I apply this stuff. As you can see, I've already made a pretty big dent in this one. So it's all over my décolletage, all over my arms, my wrists, the back of my neck. I only really smell it for 30 minutes of good projection, maybe an hour of projection, but after 2 hours, I'm not smelling this one anymore. I don't know what they've done with the formula that changed the longevity from the original Cloud, but it was a bit disappointing. I mean, I think I should have expected that when I first sprayed Cloud Pink and got a little bit more of that alcohol on initial spray. But yeah, it's not lasting as long, sadly. Also part of the reason why I've really been just mowing through this one, as you can see. I mean, I haven't even had it 2 weeks, and I've had to reapply it many times. Because of that, I probably wouldn't rebuy it. I would say that if you already have Cloud and you're wondering whether or not you should pick up Cloud Pink, maybe you're not able to spray it and it would just be a blind buy. In my opinion, you're not really missing out on much. It's a little bit more fruity. For the most part on the dry down, it's very, very similar. If you really want to, maybe spray something with like a juicy fruit on the top. If you've got something with pineapple or dragon fruit, maybe a body spray, I would just spray it on top of Cloud and you're pretty much going to get the same experience. One thing I'll also say about, maybe it's just the bottle I got, or maybe it's just the 100 ml bottles, but the atomizers on here are like no joke. You get a really heavy dose on these. That's the comparison to Cloud out of the way. Another one that I see Cloud Pink compared to quite a bit, Brazilian Crush 68. I'll do a little bit of a comparison here for you. So this one also has a top note of dragon fruit. It's got lychee. It's got middle notes of sea notes, hibiscus and jasmine, and base notes of vanilla and musk. So a little bit simpler on the notes. Now, when I smell this, let me get a tester here. So for me, the Cloud Pink is still, you get that fluffiness and kind of the deeper, richer sweetness. And I think that amberette, the praline and the amberwood, I think it's rounding out the sweetness a lot more, where Brazilian Crush 68, it's kind of more of a sharp synthetic sweetness. Doesn't have that warm sweetness that Cloud Pink has. It's a bit more top heavy, a little more artificial, and a bit more floral, I would say. So as far as if they smell similar, well, when you're smelling them like this, no. They definitely don't smell similar, and you also don't get that plasticky note. I think that C note as well, it gives it a freshness and almost like a saltiness that Cloud Pink doesn't have. Brazilian Crush 68, similar, but actually I would say the fruitiness is a little more synthetic. I think actually the Cloud Pink did the fruit a bit better. On initial spray with Brazilian Crush 68, you don't get that alcohol, but there is something in Brazilian Crush 68 that is a bit of a turn off on my nose. I don't know, there's something that hits sharp. I don't know, my nose doesn't really like it as much. I definitely like Cloud Pink more. I think Cloud Pink is a better scent. After it dries down a bit, of course, once you get past a bit of the alcohol on the initial spray, I think I like this one more. I would say they're different enough that if you have one, you're really not going to get the same experience. I got a comment on one of my videos recently. It was a haul video when I picked up Eternal Magnolia from Zara. Now, at this time when I had picked this up, you guys know I ranted and raved about this one. I absolutely love it. I got a comment that said, oh, I really like that one. It smells like Cloud Pink. Now, at the time, I don't know if they've added it to Fragrantica, but at the time, this was not on Fragrantica, so I had no idea what other people were saying about it. I think I watched a couple of videos, but I didn't really see a lot of talk about this one, which surprised me because I think this one is freaking amazing. I love Eternal Magnolia from Zara. Now, I want to do a comparison of this and Cloud Pink because someone mentioned that. Sorry guys, this is a bit dodgy. I'm just ripping up papers to spray stuff on. Aha! I actually just opened up Fragrantica and it looks like they've added it. I mean, there's only like 3 ratings, so they must have just added this one. Now, I've thrown out the box of Eternal Magnolia, which originally was the only way I could get what the notes were. But there's a photo of the box here on Fragrantica. So it's magnolia petals, pear blossom, jasmine, gardenia, and frangipani. Now, as I suspected, when I first smelled this, there was definitely a berry element. And on Fragrantica, they actually have it listed red berries, which I totally agree. There is some berry element in this one. And at the base, they've got sugar and patchouli. If I'm comparing it to Cloud Pink, the Eternal Magnolia is heavier, it's thicker, it's denser, syrupy, and Cloud Pink still has more of that fluffiness. It's lighter. It's not as heavy. It's a little bit more, you know, that dragon fruit, you're getting a different fruitiness. It's a different sweetness. They are somewhat similar. I will say that, yeah, maybe. I can definitely see why you might compare Eternal Magnolia to Cloud Pink. It doesn't have that fluffy, musky marshmallowiness that Cloud and Cloud Pink has. You're getting more of a thicker hit of red berries and floral notes. I would say that Eternal Magnolia better suited for cooler weather. And Cloud Pink, I think Cloud Pink you can wear at any time, honestly. I would wear this at any point, but I think it's a great summer scent. I think it's a great summer version of Cloud. Maybe you get a similar vibe. You've got a lot of fruitiness, you've got a little bit of a fluffiness, but Eternal Magnolia is kind of a winter version, and Cloud Pink is definitely for summer daytime. Definitely heavier on the floral, especially on the dry down. You're not really getting as much sweetness, and it's not a tropical sweetness, it's that berry sweetness. The thing that disappoints me the most is the longevity. I don't know what happened, but it just is not lasting like the original Cloud, which is really upsetting. It's really sad. I thought for the price of, the original Cloud, it's actually quite good on the longevity. It punches a little bit above a typical celebrity fragrance in terms of that. And Cloud Pink just isn't giving me that same experience, sadly. I really do enjoy Cloud Pink. It's just the longevity isn't there for me. I think if you're someone who just loves her fragrances, you're probably gonna love this one. I think it's quite good. The smell's quite good. Still cheap enough that I'm not too upset about needing to respray it. At this rate, as you can see, I am definitely going to burn through this one. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel. I think I need to do an updated video on fragrances that I've changed my mind about, because the original Cloud was one that I originally wasn't sure if I would like, because on initial spray, like I've mentioned, I am one of those people that gets that plasticky note at the top, and well, to be honest, just throughout. But despite that, I still liked it, but I wasn't sure if I was gonna love it. I will just say I've come to really love this one. I love spraying it at night when I'm going to sleep. I spray it on my pajamas, I spray it on my hoodie, and I will douse it in this stuff, and I love it for sleeping. I don't know if I could get that same experience with Cloud Pink. This is definitely more of a daytime, fruity, awake, go to the beach, and not as relaxing, I guess, as the original Cloud. Let me know what you think. What do you think of Cloud Pink? Do you have it? Do you like it? Do you agree? Are you finding longevity issues with that one? I mean, I've kind of seen it both ways. I've seen people say that Cloud Pink lasts longer than the original. It hasn't for me, but what's your guys' experience? Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed. We also recently hit 400 subs, which is, hey, listen, for me, it's small. We've got a tight-knit little group here. Every single person makes a difference, especially with a smaller channel like mine. So if you enjoy these videos, if you find them helpful, a sub really goes a long way. Listen, you do what you want. I'm not telling you what to do. You're your own person. I cannot control you. And don't let anyone control you, okay? You know what? Who cares what I think? Don't do it just to help me, all right? Do it to help yourself. Subscribe.